Hey guys, welcome to today's vlog. It's actually middle of the day, but we're gonna start the video at the middle because I forgot early on that I was doing a giveaway. So be sure to watch the entire video and watch for the giveaway, the FIshUSA giveaway. I'm giving away, well, you gotta watch the video. The giveaway's in here somewhere. We're in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're catching bass and pike and we're gonna have a good time. And yeah, stay tuned for the giveaway. You hear that purr? It's a little more than a purr now, it's a growl. As the diesel engine kind of gets seasoned, it goes from a little bit of a purr to a growl with a tick. We're not to the growl with the tick yet, but we're getting there. So anyway, the rig is set up. Alex is over there sorting memory cards. We're here, we're back in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're about to hook up with Jeremiah Burrish from the Explore La Crosse Tourism Bureau, and we're gonna go out and go fishing. One of my favorite places to fish. I love this part of the Mississippi River. I love all the backwaters, the species diversity, the whole nine. So again, we're back in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We've been here several years now. We've brought a couple of trail events here, a KBF Open here last year. I'm really excited. We're gonna go try a new spot. So every time you come here, you try a new spot. But Jeremiah's got something in mind. The Mississippi River is super high. Got our gear loaded, got here last night to the American. Got everything unpacked. I'll show you guys later the hotel room setup when you're on the road traveling to film a fishing TV show. I've got cords everywhere, chargers everywhere, memory cards everywhere. And I'm gonna run you tomorrow through like a typical day. Okay, so like today I've been up since 4:30. I went to bed at midnight. I edited video from 4:45 to say 6:30, jumped in the shower. I'm sorry, 4:30 to about 5:15. 5:45, and then I did a walk around the building, got the heart rate up, got some steps in, doing that whole thing, and then I jumped in the shower, got out of the shower, threw the last bit of stuff in the truck. Now we're gonna go hook up with Jeremiah, do a little fishing here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, bringing you guys the play-by-play, the behind the scenes. Do me a favor, one of the things we could do to make these vlogs better is if you actually comment. So comment now, based on watching the last couple of videos, watching the Gunnersville series, you know, watching some of the other stuff that we've done. Let us know what you think we should do different. If there's anything that I don't show that you say, hey, how do you do this? And I maybe am just overlooking it, let me know in the comment section below. We'll watch it. Well, I mean, we'll do the best we can to bring that to you. One thing I'm definitely going to be bringing you is more rigging the kayaks, setting the kayaks up, doing things along those lines. So anyway, we're going to get on the road and go hook up with Jeremiah, catch us some Wisconsin bass. All right, so Jeremiah pulled down this little pull down to get into this spot. There's a walking trail that comes into it, but you can't drive down it, especially can't drive down it with a really heavy truck. So he's unloading first and he's gonna pull out and then I'm gonna back in. But let me show you what we're looking at here. Well, basically, we're pretty much in downtown, or you know, La Crosse proper. There's a little island right here and there is a slough that comes back off of the main Mississippi River channel right there. So you got Wisconsin and Minnesota. Mississippi River is the state line. So we're right here in this urban area, and what we're attempting to do, or what we're doing, is getting back into this pocket back here that is an old gravel pit that is connected to the Mississippi River. The reason for that is a lot of sand spots and a lot of hard bank around these islands, and the fish spawn there, but they've already spawned by most accounts, and the fish should be on these docks, on these points, or out on these main grass beds. If you look at aerial photography, you'll see a lot of lily pads along the bank, but it's the water is at like record heights. We're at 13 feet, and Jeremiah says the highest it's been that he can remember is less than 10, and at 10 it's flood stage, so it's actually over flood stage but coming down. So what we're hoping will happen is that the water's coming down, so those fish are pulling back out of the trees, and we should be able to catch them along the edges, and not ledges, but edges. And there's a couple marinas in here, a lot of boat docks, but then a lot of backwater creeks and sloughs that not only are they normally easy to get into, but like if you look at this slough right here and you can see the boat trails through the duckweed, the water's so high now that all of this stuff is connected. So it could either be cool to get in places where nobody else can get and find the fish, or it could be there's so much freaking water that we have a hard time finding the fish. So that's part of the fun of it, and it's definitely part of the exploration part of it. But if you look at these boat trails going back into these pockets back here, we should be able to just get back in here, and some of these islands will be underwater and we can fish over the top of them. So yeah, hopefully the wind lays down enough for us to fish. We get back there, get our boats unloaded, and get out here and find us some post-spawn Mississippi bucket mouse. Oh, here, let me get this for you. I got it.
Thanks, bro.
Just stand there with your...
Thanks, Dad.
No problem. There we go. Here, let me tuck this in for you as well, right here, so that it doesn't come unzipped later. See this little thing? See how this works right there? Look, it's a little holdy down thing.
It's a little holdy down thing. That's a technical term if you didn't know that.
All right, here we go. Now it's time for some TV love. Ready? All right, guys, so I am back in beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'm here with my good buddy, Jeremiah Burish, and he loves it when I say his name wrong, so I'm not going to give him the opportunity to correct me. But Jeremiah just went down to the KBF National Championship and had the dubious honor and distinction of finishing 101st, which means he was the first guy out of the cut. And how much did you miss it by?
1/4 of an inch.
But what's crazy and what's ironic about it is you made it into the national championship by 1/4 of an inch. I went back and looked. So you made it into the national championship.
The first qualification.
Right, the first
qualification.
qualification. Okay, so you qualified twice.
So the second one I was really good.
But once you're qualified, the second one doesn't count. So you made it in by 1/4 inch, and then you came out. So what we're about to do is we're about to hit some Mississippi backwaters. We're here pretty much in downtown, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're downtown. There's a walking trail right there. We're doing a little urban fishing. The water is up at a historic height, so we're at 13 feet, which is crazy high. It's 3 feet above flood stage.
7.
But what's beautiful, seven. What's beautiful about kayaks is we can get back into the backwaters. We can get back into the sloughs. Jeremiah says that these trophy pike are probably gonna just be chomping back in there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. He's got his boat unloaded. He's gonna move out. I'm gonna pull in. We're doing a little urban fishing, right? We're not at a boat ramp. We're not somewhere you could actually launch a boat. You'd have to go to a boat ramp and then work your way back through here. So we're launching, we're gonna get right to the fishing. There's some docks over here. There's some islands that are underwater. This is why you kayak fish. So anyway, we're about to head out there and try to smash them right now. I got Joe making you a decal, just so you know. You know the decal that says 100? Yours is gonna say 101. You'll be the only one in the world that has one.
I'll take it. It's good to be known for something, even if it's bad publicity is good publicity, right? I'll take it.
You should do that like as a thing going forward, to give a special prize to the 101.
Yeah.
The coveted 101st.
Yeah.
The decal's like that big. You know what I'm saying? It goes on the back of your truck.
It's a shame sticker is what that is.
If you are 101st, you get a free truck wrap on KBF.
Yeah.
We wrap your vehicle.
Yeah, with 101, yeah.
First man out down the side of it. So just so you know, these snakes along the trail are not venomous. So if you can remember that, then you'll know they're not venomous. But I'll just give you one quick tip. All snakes with their head removed are not venomous. So one of the crazy things about my schedule is I feel I spend so much time on the road filming that I'll order something and then it'll come in while I'm gone, and then I forget what I ordered. I know that's probably one of those things where you're saying, man, it must be nice. It is. So anytime I think of something, I keep a cart open on my FIshUSA page, and I just add it to cart. And then when I get to a position where I'm at a hotel or something, then I just go in, I place my order, and I always have it shipped to my house so I don't have to chase it down or lose it or whatever, because my schedule changes. So as you can see, this box is pretty beat up. I had it shipped to my house, and then my wife's like, oh yeah, this box came for you while you were gone. I threw it in the trailer. I drove to the Pan Am Kayak Bass Championship. I come back, I'm like, man, I completely forgot to open that box again. So anyway, I'm up here in Wisconsin. I don't really exactly remember what I ordered and why, so I'm gonna pop the box open and we're gonna do an unboxing together. and find out what goodies I got. It's almost like an accidental Christmas present. So if you want to do something cool, order yourself some stuff and then get it shipped to you and then wait a while to open it. It's like Christmas in June. All right, so let's see here. What did I order? Oh, so this is one of the Savage Gear 3D snakes. I knew I was coming to, that's right. I knew I was coming to Wisconsin. I wanted to get some kind of pike and musky stuff. So I ordered this 3D snake from Savage Gear, and it's got a little bill on it. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that thing goes. I have legitimately seen bass eat snakes off the top, so it made sense for me to order that. I got a couple of these jackals, brim patterns. I love the ones with the feathers on them because they get a lot of activity and a lot of action when they're sitting still. So those were definitely a good grab. Ordered some jerk baits because I knew I was coming up north. I also like jerk baits in the summertime under docks. A lot of people don't think about it, but you can throw them and skip them up under docks and rip, and they just suspend right in the strike zone when those bass are pulled up into that shade. And so we'll be talking more about that later, but I ordered some of those really for what I was doing last week on Center Hill. So we'll just have to come back to that. I knew I was going to be pike fishing. So again, I got a lot of these Rapala rip stops. I love these things. Little thin, narrow profile, a lot of flash, super realistic looking, and they work really well. And as you can tell, I really like these things. I'm gonna be straight with you. I actually like to Carolina rig these things in the winter time or in the summertime and get down deep. And I'll do the same thing in the winter time where I'm bumping along the bottom. I'll use a Carolina rig and it gets that jerk bait right in the strike zone. A lot of minnows and a lot of shad right now. So you find those schooling shad, you throw that thing up in there. It's got a little bit longer profile, more erratic action. And you know, I'll be taking these out with me while I'm here in Wisconsin with these post-spawn bass chasing shad. So those were a good grab. I ordered one of these line through pulse tail trout because I know that there's a lot of trout up here. Knew I was going to be fishing some musky waters, but some of the lakes and rivers that I fish in Tennessee also have trout. So I'm going to be throwing these for striper and some of the bigger largemouth, and you know, even smallmouth will hit these things. So I'm going to be throwing those in the rivers back in Tennessee. Again, I mean, you have to be new to the channel to not know how big of a fan I am of jerk baits and basically erratic action baits. So I ordered the Rapalas, and I also ordered these jackal baits. I've had some good success with some jackal stuff in the past. You know, I'm not sponsored by Jackal, don't have an affiliation with them. Actually, don't have an affiliation with Rapala either. They just make two really good, different looking baits that do really well fishing over submerged grass when the water's cool, but it's starting to warm up. So I really like those. And I'm gonna be putting those to use here on this trip. Now, these are interesting because I wanted to try something a little bit different. You know, I had a lot to do with making the Whopper Plopper popular, and I'm still gonna be using the Whopper Plopper, but I wanted to see what some of these other baits were like. So I'm going to take this one out of the package. It's called a smash tail minnow, and it's got a more narrow profile, and it's got that tail on it similar to a Whopper Plopper. But what they've done is they've added a perimeter weight here that makes it supposedly have a little bit different frequency. And I like how they heat shrink and double split ring the tail hook to get it out away from the bait. So even when it's just getting started, it's not fouling up on that. So we're going to take this smash tail minnow out there and see if we can't catch a bass on that, and definitely is going to be something that attracts pike. More big swim baits. I don't video it a lot, but I'm a big swim bait fanatic. It's kind of boring video to just slow roll these things along the bottom, cast them over points, let them sink, offshore humps and things like that. But I promise to do a lot more of that for you guys this year. So I ordered one of these line through pulse tails in the big, you know, the bigger size. This is a 10-inch 7-ounce slow sink. The other one that I grabbed is the 8-inch, and that is a 3 2/3 ounce, and that's a slow sink as well. So I'll be putting those things to use. And then this dude right here, I want to troll for muskie. I want to cast for muskie, and I think it's going to do really well in Tennessee reservoirs and rivers when those gizzard shad are really the primary forage that they're after. I think I'm going to take some paint and kind of olive up the back a little bit, and I'll poke a hole in the tail to make it create bubbles. And that thing right there is from a company called Muskie Innovations, which I've had a lot of success with. Ordered a couple of those. Again, I ordered some more of these jackal brim patterns. With the brim spawn going on for like 3 months on the Tennessee reservoirs, a lot of those female bass, especially early or late and at night, really key on those big brims. So something that looks like a big broad-sided brim, got a little flash to it, got a little action even when it's sitting still with those feathers. As you can see, I went a little crazy with these. When Christy saw the credit card charge for these, she was like, what in the heck? And, you know, being sponsored by FIshUSA, I still get a pretty hefty discount. But they're not cheap, but they're worth every penny because these things cannot be beat for realism. Throw them out, let them sink, slow reel them. They're great for pitching to a bedding bass. I flat love those things. I got a few more of these smash tail minnows in different sizes, a lot like I fished a whopper plopper in different sizes. The kids are coming up with this for this Wisconsin trip. They'll actually be here tonight and they're going fishing tomorrow. So I ordered some of these smaller sizes so that hopefully they can get on some action with some pike. Again, more jerk baits, a lot of jerk baits, a lot of the jackal jerk baits, and a lot of the different profile Rapalas. I really needed to plus up my jerk bait arsenal. Again, got a hold to a lot more of these smash tail minnows. I've got them in every size that they come in. And then I ordered one of these jigging baits just because I'd never used it before. This thing is called a kamuki smartfish. It's a little bluegill deal. And it's just something that I'm interested in trying. It's a cripple fish wobble kind of a thing with a treble hook on the back, but it hits with the weight on the front down deep. And so just something I wanted to play with, try out, kind of almost Demiki rigging, deeper fishing over rocks on some of the Tennessee reservoirs that I fish. So I'm gonna play with that thing. I only ordered one of them. I hate ordering one of anything because if you ever lose it or if the fish start biting, you're kind of stuck. But then I'll just go add more to my cart at FIshUSA and I'll be back in business. So maybe I wasn't that dumb. It looks like I probably, oh, you know what it is? I got one of 2 different sizes. So I still have one of each. Again, it's been over a month since I ordered this stuff and I've been almost on the road the whole time. And so I threw it in the truck and just decided I'm gonna go ahead and open it up because there's probably stuff I ordered for this trip. Different sizes. The thing about these brim patterns is early in the spawn, they'll pretty much eat anything. A little bit later and after the spawn, I find a lot more success on the little bit smaller bluegill, and I ordered them with all kind of different colorations. This one's a real Tennessee bluegill, that blue-green with that orange flash throat on it. I'm gonna take that to Georgia and fish where there's a lot of shell cracker. And then I wanted to order one in that kind of neon, brilliant, iridescent, stick-out color. Look, guys, I'm a fan of this thing we call fishing. I go out, I do it every day. These are my grown-up toys. I don't spend my money on a lot of stupid stuff, but I do spend my money on fishing, and probably a stupid amount of money on fishing because it's what I do. You know what I mean? I don't have like a lot of other hobbies. It's how I make a living, so it's kind of like tools of the trade, and I have to have it. You know, I'll be honest with you, I buy way more than I need. But as they say, I'd rather need it and not have it. Wait, no, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I subscribe to that mentality. We're gonna get out there and see if this dude doesn't get annihilated by a pike or bass here in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're gonna throw the rest of the stuff back in the box. I'll organize it later, but for now we're gonna get out on the water. You know what? It's kind of rude of me to go through all of this kind of stuff, and it's almost like I'm rubbing it in, and I'm not, I promise you. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put the link in the description box to each of these products at the store on FIshUSA. What I want you guys to do is comment below and comment with the lure that you don't have that you wish you had, and I'll pick a winner. No, I'll pick 2 winners who comment on the video. You gotta be subscribed to the channel, so subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, and I'll pick 2 winners to give them the lure that they picked. And probably what I'll do is I'll just buy you a gift certificate to FIshUSA so you can go buy it yourself, because I'm not shipping you mine. Or I might just buy it and have it shipped to you. We'll figure it out. But basically, comment in the description box, or go to the description box and look at the lure, find the proper name, and then comment in the comment section which one of these lures you'd love to have, and I'll pick 2 winners. If we can get over 1,000 comments, I'll pick 4 winners. So I'll double it. If we can get to 1,000 comments, I'll double it, but I'll definitely pick 2 winners within the first 100 comments. No, I'll pick 2 winners within the first 1,000 comments, and if we get over 1,000 comments, I'll pick 2 more. After that, we'll just go crazy. You guys show me that you're gonna respond to these giveaways, I'll start doing a heck of a lot more of them. I've got great sponsorship relationships, a lot of opportunity for access to products to give away. That's what we are. We're a big family here, and families like to share. I love to share with you guys, so comment below. Tell me which lure you want, and I'll pick a winner, or 2, or 4. All right, so I finally got my gear reconfigured. We're gonna head out on the water, hook up with Jeremiah, see how he's doing, see if we can't find ourselves some bass. But also, I wouldn't mind hooking up with one of these monster pike here. Got a couple of lures tied on specifically to target those. Hopefully I can find some bigger ones and yeah, get one of those big toothy critters in the boat. Did y'all see the other guys in the kayaks? Okay, cool, thanks. So I got some rocks coming up here that look like they're for erosion abatement, but it's pretty vertical, so a lot of those are probably gonna kind of fall down into the water, which means there should be pretty good rock pile down here at the base of it. So I'm gonna get up there as close as I can, mess around with seeing if there's some post-spawn fish up against those rocks. Water temperature is 66, so it's still kind of cool. A lot cooler than back home and down south where I've been fishing. Let's just see if there's any fish up in here. Get up there a little closer. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. See if I can get one off that fence over there. There he is, right under the tree. Basically played the old tree bass and got him off the limb. Basically I skipped that jig up under that tree and there's a fence under there and some rocks. And that smallmouth was laying right up in there where I thought he would be. So, pretty chunky little smallmouth. Pretty guy right there. Here we go. A little largemouth that time, but he wanted that jig. We're back in the birthplace of the dink drop, so it's only fitting that we go ahead and get the day started with a dink drop. Caught that fish off of an upside down 5-gallon bucket. You go up there and see if that step pattern is on today. It's consistent.
I'm on a good step pattern today.
You have to step your game up if you want to catch these fish.
Right.
Tada boom.
Yeah.
No, a little rock bass. That guy's well hydrated. That's a good one. Yeah, man. Move him that way just a touch. There you go. Roll his back towards you. There you go.
That is awesome. It's like a tiger fish.
It is. It's crazy.
That is so cool. Look at how, God, that's a pretty fish.
It is. Look at that. Big tree trunk fish. Then table fish. Swing set fish. Their damn wood thing is underwater.
Porta potty fish.
Yeah. It's on the bank though.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, look at this. Joker ate it at the front of the boat. Oh my gosh.
Nice Molly.
Good night. Look at this thing, dude. Oh man, he ate it at the front. I saw him come up and I dropped the lure and he ate it. Look at that, look at that. Pretty freaking fish, man. At the bow of the boat. Pretty color. Look at that striped cheek pad, man. They're gorgeous. Let me show you what I'm doing here to set up this jig. Basically what I'm fishing is I'm fishing a Strike King finesse jig in green pumpkin. And then I got a green pumpkin, watermelon red, zoom speed crawl. What I like to do though is I like to take that bottom section off. I just bite that off right there. And it makes it line up really nice with the bait. Keeps me from getting short strikes. And then honestly all I do is just line the bait up, push it down, get the hook to come out where I want it to instead of where it naturally does, and that'll bunch up that trailer, gives that body some thickness, and it makes that skirt stick out a little more. So that's the setup. Spread that weed guard out. It allows you to skip it a little better, falls a little slower, and it has action when you reel it back in. Looks a lot like a brim or a bait fish, and they'll hit it on the retrieve just as much as they will on the fall or bumping it along the bottom. Gotta be shitting me. See that? That was a fish trying to throw the lure. Yeah, dude, it was a freaking giant. Just jumped behind me. Trying to throw the lure. I think it was a pike though. I literally thought I had set the hook on a log. And then I lowered my rod tip and it started moving away and I was like, oh crap. Yeah. And then I felt it wrap me around something. It gave one head shake and was gone. Broke. I mean, I was pulling on it trying to get it around the log.
Right.
And then as I was paddling away, literally about to cuss, it jumped behind me like trying to throw the jig. Mm-hmm. I am. I'm fishing and pissing. Do you want to do like a stream in focus and like I piss right at you and then I'm out of focus behind it? People, even if you thought it was inappropriate, you could appreciate the artistic nature. No, you would have the stream kind of arching to block it. Here we go, fish, fish, fish. I knew there'd be a smallmouth back there. Pretty little dude. Look at this snake right here. And I just bought that snake lure. Now, there ought to be a damn fish up in this treetop right here when I come through it. Up in all this. Somewhere in there, there ought to be a pike swimming around, ready to aggressively maul my bait. There he is. There we go. Well, that was fun. I guess I deserve that for putting a double hook in his face. So I caught that fish on a top toad, and what's cool about these baits is the fish will sling it a lot of times, and then all you have to do is just screw it back on, and it's got the double hook on it, so the hookup ratio is pretty insane. I'll get this screwed back on and I'll show you guys a closer look of it. So basically it's a screw lock that holds it in place. I'm fishing a wire leader because of the big pike here. And then what you do is you force the hooks between the legs, and it's got a nice little cradle made on the bait, just like that. And you just skin it just inside the top of the back, and it makes it weedless. And really simple lure system to fish. You just throw it out. What I like to do is let it hit the water and give it a little twitch so it gets right side up. I hold my rod tip up and I slow reel it. And I mean, you can bring it through the thickest stuff ever, and it just comes right on through. It's deadly. I just had a little fish spook right there, so I'm gonna throw it back in there and see if that fish will eat it. But you can pop it and let it sit in place because it floats. It's a hollow body. Or you can just steady reel it and burn it along the surface, and it's deadly effective. They bass. Honestly, there's not a species that I've encountered yet that won't hit that thing. Just a phenomenal bait. A lot of fun when you got this much water and you need to just cover water looking for aggressive fish. Even finding a northern like that a lot of people consider kind of a pest is fun. I'm not, we don't have northern pike where I live, so it's not one of those things that bothers me. In fact, it's a welcomed addition to my day. Anytime I can get good topwater action, it's phenomenal. Well, I am back here scouting you some good pike spots. I'm sure you're going to be excited.
Great. That's what I was hoping for.
I'm sure you're going to be excited about that.
That is phenomenal.
The water is so high that
Yes.
if I go to Google Earth and like it shows the blue dot where I'm at, it looks like I'm in the middle of the woods. You want to know why?
Because you're in the middle of the woods.
Because I'm in the middle of the woods.
Funny how I knew that.
It's pretty back in here. All right, guys, so we made it back to the launch. We're basically gonna load up now. Christy and the kids just made it to La Crosse for our summer vacation, and she's getting the kids checked in. They're getting in the pool, and we are gonna go scout out a trout fishing location. So we're gonna break the boats down, throw the stuff in the trailer, get the heck on the road, get back to the hotel. So anyway, the next time you see me, I'll have Christy with me. Miles between, going to go trout fishing. Unique experience for her. First trout for Christy. You know how she gets when she catches something. This ought to be fun, ought to be exciting. I think it's gonna be an adventure either way. Hopefully we'll catch something, and even if we don't, we're about to spend time with Christy together. Because you know as well as I do, when we film her, it's us sharing her. It's not just me spending time with my beautiful wife. It's kind of, Christy doesn't, you don't just hang out with Christy. Christy kind of happens to whatever you're doing. So anyway, we'll be right back. Okay guys, do me a favor, cross your fingers. I just finished my interview for the position of kitchen manager here at Moxie's at American and La Crosse. Hopefully, just hopefully, I'm qualified to sling some grease, flip some chicken, and throw down on some burgers. But for now, we're gonna go snatch some fish. Long days filming, baby, long days. Alex is exhausted. They got their flight canceled coming out of Canada yesterday, then had to get on another flight and fly to Minneapolis and then drive over to La Crosse. So there's a lot that goes into this whole filming thing, and it's never uneventful. Never. There's always something crazy that goes down. So anyway, but we're going fishing, so all is well in the world. Oh, and one more thing, depending on how fast we get a fish caught and get off the water, there's this really cool jumping world, like bounce thing, trampoline / American Ninja Warrior kind of place here in La Crosse, and we're going to take the kids to that. If not, we're going to jump off the water in the middle of the day tomorrow and go act a fool for a little while, because, you know, you got to mix it up and have some fun. I mean, fishing's fun, don't get me wrong, but that's just fun for me. This is our family vacation, and so working vacation for me, but everybody else is just trying to have a good time. So we're gonna mix it up and not take ourselves so seriously. This is another one of those laid back, no pressure family fishing. Went out and found some smallmouth today, and honestly, after the rough couple of weeks I've had catching fish, to go out there and catch smallmouth like that, have a really good fish right at the boat, break off another one, and then miss another one, I mean, I'm good.
So
That's it?
We've fished this one, but it's been washed out quite a bit. You can see it. Like, it didn't look like this last time we fished it. We had huge floods like last year. So we can either try this, but this is what I was talking about, like how it's pretty tough, how it's kind of through the woods and stuff. Otherwise, we can go back to Timber Coulee, where it's more in the fields. There's just some people around, but there's a lot more, going to be more open, where it's not going to be so tough to catch. You
want to just try this real quick?
You can try it quick. We don't have to go very far up. If we aren't catching anything right away, we don't need to go up far or anything like that.
Okay, cool. Let's try it.
Let's go give a look.
We're going to give it a shot, but this is a little more technical and aggressive, so we might have to move to an easier spot for the chillins. All right, so for those of y'all that are new to the channel, this is my beautiful wife, Christy, that I've been talking about, that I said would be joining me, but didn't join me when we were supposed to, because all of these decided to go. So in order, that is Morgan, that is Wyatt, and that is Colton, in order of age. In order of smartassness, it goes Morgan, then Colton, then Morgan, and then Wyatt. Wyatt's the least. He's the most respectful.
Pretty sure this thing is washed out, Chad. I don't think it's going to do any good. I don't think it's worth our time, in all honesty. We don't have a ton of it. So.
Okay. Peek over this rail.
It's beautiful, but super clear. You guys are going to freeze your little tootsies.
How's the water?
What happened there, Wyatt?
I might have done it on purpose.
That's unfortunate.
All right, let's do this. All right, bottom of the ninth. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Sun's at the top of the hill. We got to catch fish to accomplish this fishing mission. So here we go. Ooh, got him.
Yay! Look at you.
It's not wrong.
Look at that fish. Come down here, baby. This thing is gorgeous. Well, that was a lot of work for that little guy. There he is. Success.
So pretty.
Look at that. Just let him go.
Good job, baby. Persistence.
I was going to be out here till daylight if I didn't catch one. Well, guys, that's going to do it for today's vlog. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to get on this trout than it was, but I was bound and determined that they get to at least see the trout. So Had to get behind the rod. Wanted them to catch them, but a lot more challenging conditions catching trout here than I thought it was going to be. Got that little dude right there at the end, and it was definitely fun. Sometimes the trophy is a result of the effort required to get it, and that was definitely one of those situations. So anyway, we'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and we'll see you in the next video. Like a fat mountain goat. Telling y'all, y'all don't